Saving account rates are at the highest they've been in over a decade. Some are even up to 5% back on their interest rate. Let's see if it's worth it. Welcome to Handsome Financial. Today we're going to talk about high yield online savings account and help you all out there pick the best one for you and your money. So what is a high yield online savings account? I'm sure you guys out there have actually heard of one before, but maybe you're not quite sure exactly what that is or what does that mean, so we're going to talk about in this video. What a high yield online savings account is it's another savings account. You have your checking account and you might have a savings account, but what's special about the high yield online savings account is the interest rate, the APY on that account compared to a normal savings account. A lot of times those savings accounts only have 0.01% interest rate if you're lucky. On the flip side, a high yield online savings account might have up to 5% interest on that account. And why does that matter? Those interest rates, basically that means whatever money you put in there, the bank is going to pay you for housing your money at that bank. Let's say you put in $10,000 into a high yield online savings account that has 5% interest on it. With that $10,000 that you put in there, in 1 year, you're going to automatically make $500 that year on interest alone from that account. When you break that down per month, that's going to be about $60 per month that's going to put back into your bank account. And the best part about this is you had $10,000 in there, but after month one, now you have $10,060 in there. Next month, the interest is going to be just a little bit higher than what it was before. Free passive income that you do absolutely nothing for, and the bank is going to pay you to keep your money at that bank. So you may ask, why are there savings accounts that have such high interest and why some have low interest? The interest rates are still right around some of the highest we've seen in over a decade. Yes, I know last year the feds did lower their rates a little bit, but for this year, they've actually kept it the same. They have not raised them, they have not lowered them. And so that means that all these high yield online savings accounts, those account interests are still relatively high. This is still a great opportunity for y'all to put money in there. So why do I keep saying high yield online savings account instead of just high yield savings accounts? The best reason for this, when you have your traditional banks, they're not able to provide you with the highest interest rate because they have all this overhead that they have to do. They have to pay employees, pay the building, this and that. But when you use an online savings account, they don't have that overhead. They don't have all those employees at the office that they got to pay. They don't got to pay mortgage for that building and everything that goes with it. Instead, it's all online. So that way, they're able to offer you the best, highest interest rate on these savings accounts because it's all online. I would recommend if you're going to open up one of these high yield savings accounts to try and find one online. That way, you're able to get the best interest rate possible. Just remember, these interest rates on these accounts, they are not permanent. They will fluctuate up and down as the year goes on. They might fluctuate every month. They might wait a couple months. Just remember that these interest rates that you get for these accounts, they're not set at that 5% or 4.5%. They may fluctuate depending on how the market's going. So next you might ask yourself, well, I want to open up one of these, but I don't know how to do it. Where do I go to find out? Not all these high yield online savings accounts are going to be made equal or going to have the same terms, conditions, that kind of thing. So you need to do your research and figure out which one is best for you and your money. One of the best ways to find this out is just do a quick Google search. Type into Google best online high yield savings account in 2025, and it's going to have tons of great articles out there listing you all the banks and all the savings accounts that they have available to you. Now, this is the part where you need to do a little bit of research, and not all of them are created equal. Some of them, in order to get the best top end high interest rate, is you might have to have a minimum balance in there. Maybe it's $5,000 you have to hold in there, and then you're able to get the highest rate. And if you drop below that $5,000, then your rate goes down to almost nothing. So if you do pick that one, make sure that you keep whatever that minimum balance is. Again, this is just an example. Some other ones might be, hey, you need a minimum balance, plus you might need every month to deposit into that account to keep the highest interest rate. Some of the ones might not have the top tier interest rate, but it's still a really good interest rate, and maybe there's no minimum, there's no deposit you have to do. You just basically open it up, doesn't matter what you have in there, and you're going to get this baseline percentage points, which is also great if you don't have enough money to meet that minimum on some of the other ones. So you need to search around and figure out which one is best for you and your money. Remember, you need to make sure that they are FDIC backed, meaning that if something was to happen with these banks, if they go under, that the federal government is going to come in and help save your money and reimburse you for your money that you have in accounts. Limit for these online savings account is $250,000. Don't exceed $250,000 in those accounts. You want to keep it below that number, so that way if something was to happen to the bank, you'll be able to still get your money backed by the federal government. So real quick, I'm going to list off just some examples of some of the top savings accounts that I found in August of 2025, and I have it on my phone, so I'm going to read off some of them off my phone. So some of the top ones that I have is Faro Bank, Faro Bank. It's 5% APY if you set up direct deposit applies only up to $5,000, drops to 2.5% afterwards. So great for small balances, but not as good if you have large deposits. So that max is only up to $5,000. ADL FI, they have 5% interest rates, and that's for new credit union members, but same thing, only $5,000 cap. So again, those two are great ones. If you don't have that much money, but you want to get the top tier interest rate, you can maybe use those two. Exo Bank, AXOS Bank, is basically 4.46% currently right now. No gimmicks on this one. Strong overall option, so there's no minimum deposit. You don't have to do every single month. You just put it in there, and you're going to get that 4.46% interest rate. ZYNLO Bank, again, 4.4%. Clean and simple, same type of thing. You don't need a deposit in there. You can go in there and just get your money's worth. There's lots of great options on here. These are just a couple. Like I said, I even use AI to help figure out the best ones for you. But again, you can go online and do just a quick Google search. You're going to see a whole list of all the banks on there. Tell you the bank name. Again, make sure it's FDIC assured, and it should show you the interest rate and usually some type of qualification needed for that. So just go through that list, figure out what is going to be best for you, your financial situation, your money, and that way you're able to get the most bang for your buck with this passive income that you have to do anything to get this money. So let's say you set up your high yield online savings account, you have your money rolling in there, and you're good to go for a couple of months. You see that interest getting back into your account. That's awesome. One way we want to do to maximize this is, you know what, maybe every 6 to 8 months you kind of shop around, find another online savings account that has even better interest rate, and you might want to close that one account and move your money to that one to get even a better percentage rate. This, I feel like, only works the best if you have a little bit more money in the accounts. Yes, you get a higher interest rate, but if you don't have a lot of money in there, you're not gonna really see a huge difference in the amount of money you get back from the bank every single month from the interest. If you have a little more money saved up in your accounts, this might be a good way to help you maximize your earnings, to kind of shop high yield savings accounts, 6 to 8 months, maybe once a year. Again, you want to make sure you keep on check your interest rate on these savings account to make sure that you are getting the best possible, because sometimes the rates might start going down and you might be able to get one that's even a lot better somewhere else. So you want to make sure that you're checking your bank statements, make your money work for you. So again, you have to do absolutely nothing. All you do is deposit the money into the bank, and then every single month the bank is going to deposit that interest money back into your account. And so you're just going to see your money grow and grow and grow over time. So a couple of warnings I want to talk about with these high yield online savings account. Nothing wrong with them. Again, it's just some things to be aware of. One of the things that I know I've noticed is when you do use these and you need to get money out, it might take a couple of days to transfer the money back from your online high yield savings account, maybe to your checking account. So just be aware of that. If you're going to use these and if you need to pull money out to maybe make a large purchase, make sure you give yourself plenty of time frame before that purchase, so that we can make sure that the wire transfer or the bank transfer from your online high yield savings account transfers to your checking account so you can pull the money out of. So just something to be aware of. Remember also, if your high yield savings account has qualifications for that account, make sure that you are hitting those every single month that you need to get that highest interest rate. If your account needs to have $5,000 minimum in there, make sure you have that number, because if you don't, if you drop below that even by a penny from that $5,000, then your rate is going to basically plummet, and then you're not going to be able to get that rate again. So make sure that you are checking up on your savings account, making sure that you hit those qualifications to get that best high interest for that account. A high yield online savings account, it's not going to make you rich overnight. That's not the point of it. The point of it is basically, if you have a chunk of your savings, or if you have your emergency fund, you can put it into one of these accounts and it'll be able to actually make you some money every single month, instead of just sitting there and maybe make you a penny or two every single month on the big names. Instead, you could be making 40, 50, 60 bucks every single month doing nothing, and that way your money's safe, but it's also making a little bit of extra money as well to help that grow over time. I'm curious out there, if you all are using a high yield online savings account, drop a comment below of which one you're using, maybe the bank name and what your current interest rate is. I would love to hear that from you all out there. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave this video a like, comment below, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. And with that, you all have a good one out there.